Oh, it was absolutely heartbreaking, and it sucks. He was one of my favorite authors. But the funniest thing about this entire situation, if anything can be described as funny, is that if there was any doubt in anyone's mind that he was responsible and did these things, that Neil Gaiman did this stuff, it should be the statement that he put out this week. Like, without a doubt, he did it. And I'll tell you why. Because he links to that Substack of an absolutely no one user that no one's ever heard of, that at the time that he linked it, like links to a Blue Sky that had only 11 followers. I think it's up to 17 now as I record this. This is a no one. Neil Gaiman linked to an absolute no one who has built this huge Substack dedicated to just defending Neil Gaiman. And where this came from is either one of two places. One, the more conspiratorial-minded part of me says Neil Gaiman hired an intern to put this together. That's one option. The other option, which is what most people would probably have you believe, and it's probably true, is that some Neil Gaiman fan was not willing to let go of their enjoyment of his stuff, and was not willing to understand that the person who they loved is a terrible person. And that's the other option. But either way, that's his strongest defense. Because investigative reporters, other people have investigated this, looked into this, verified stuff. Like, what his accusers say has been vetted by actual members of the press. But the best defense he could find is a random guy on Substack who no one's ever heard of. And we don't need to talk about the contents of the Substack and about how they're completely insubstantial. Like, yes, Tortoise Media is full of bad people, which is why, like, a lot of us waited for, like, further investigations before we finally, like, came down on what happened. I mean, it was clear he did something, but we weren't, we didn't really see clarity until other people looked into it, right? Tortoise Media is full of jerks, but, like, he completely misunderstands power dynamics. He tries to misconstrue things. Like, the complete lack of understanding of abuse and predators and the way any of this stuff works. Linking to that Substack should have erased anyone's doubt in their mind if they weren't already confident that what the accusers were saying was true. But we should have all known that Neil Gaiman was a liar when he told people he lived outside of Minneapolis, when he lived in Menominee, Wisconsin at the time, which is a fucking hour away. It's like saying, I live in Madison, just outside of Milwaukee. No! I live in Milwaukee, just outside of Chicago. You live in fucking Menominee.